All right, live today on Sunday. Go ahead and put this up here. I'm going to do a quick mow, just going over I'm not going to do like the full 9 yards today. I'm just going to do mow this front yard composted area. It's really long. I actually have my mower set at 10 millimeters right here. It's really grown in. It's been not quite 2 weeks since I composted and seeded it, but it's good look. So the mower's going to probably choke a little bit here because I don't know how long this is, but it's looking pretty long, pretty thick right now. So I'm going to do that. I got a couple of things I want to talk about real quick. On here. Oh, there we go. I'm going to put the drone up. So quick. Able to what, did my camera go out? How is that possible? I just started. You just reset it real quick. After all this, getting everything set up here. Oh, there it goes. Okay, that's weird how it just kind of cut out on me. So I got that's weird. Oh, it seems like my audio is not working. Oh, there. Man, for everything that was just working really good, now all of a sudden it seems like it's just not working good. That is so weird. Okay. So now we should be working. Okay. I don't know what's going on there with all that. Anyways, what I wanted to show you here was I have this. I mean, it's kind of an app. I started doing some water testing because this right here is Kathy's yard. I started this on, and what happened is I ended up I need to change pages here real quick. I ended up just working with ChatGTP on doing a watering test because she's got real problems with her water. Not real problems, but she's got some problems with her watering. And I wanted to do a water test, and I wanted to do a water test on the park's yard. That was the big thing because they've got a lot of areas that get like triple coverage and all this kind of stuff. Their lawn's looking really great, but the water coverage, I want to get it dialed in because it just seems like some areas are getting more than others. And it's looking really good. So I started doing this whole water test thing. And what I did is I ended up going in and creating this whole app. Because what I started doing was I just started, and here's where I'm at with this app right now. It's almost done. actually, I just started working on it yesterday. So in this app, I have a watering guide. I have a cup test catch can placement based on the size of your yard and how many catch cans you want to use. I added a fertilizer calculator, and then I even went further and I added a soil material calculator, and also a area here to calculate your dimensions and stuff like that. So I took something and I just kept adding to it, and I'm not quite done with it. I was working on this a little this morning, and then I just wanted to get this done. I just wanted to talk about it real quick because I didn't know if people would be interested in this or not. I really just created this for me, but then I started going, man, this could really help some people out. So what I've done is I have an area here, and this also works with evapotranspiration. I've got a link to evapotranspiration so you can figure all that out. I've got it set up by areas, regions, type of lawns, and how many times per week you want to water. And this is just a watering guide only if you wanted to, say, put a ½ inch down the percentage of ET that you want to water with and everything like that. And this is going to end up calculating out right here how long you're going to want to run your sprinklers based on what you have here, and the catch can test here. So right here it's just saying water 3 times per week for 20 minutes each, watering each day. Cycle soak 2 cycles at about 10 minutes each, and this is for a ½ inch of water, basically at 50% of ET, and this is on a rotary nozzles. So you can change the type of spray heads you have, fixed spray heads, everything's going to change, gear rotor, impact sprinklers, and I don't know if you can see, everything's changing over here. And you can basically set this up for whatever you have going on in your situation, in your yard, for sprinklers, however you're watering. But this is going to help you figure all that out. But the biggest thing that I was trying to do here is I wanted to figure out, and this is the whole thing that got it started, was this cup test. I wanted to figure out, based on the size of the yard, how to space the cups evenly. And that was all I really started asking ChatGPT, was just, hey, help me lay out a catch can setup to do a watering test. And so what I did is I just added this area here, so you can actually add an area and make a new area, and you can rename it right here, area 3. You can call it new spot. And then down here, it's, let me see, I think I got to click away from it for it to save. And down here, let's see, I should have the name here somewhere. Oh, here it is right here, new spot. So it's already changed over, and if I change this here and I up this, you see how the numbers are changing? The numbers will change based on how much you want to water. And it's basically just breaking it out for you based on your numbers that you have here. This is separate. This is just kind of your test. So if we did a 30 by 30 area with 12 cups, and we're going to start, and this is the street side, and you put your measurements based in how your lawn is set up, just so you can know where you're starting, where you're placing your cups and all that kind of stuff. And we're doing a sprinkler test time of 10 minutes, and we're using the overall average, and it's got it right here. And then what it's saying down here is your width position. You're going to space them at 7 feet, 15 feet, 22 feet with the width. And then the depth, you're going to go at 24, 18, 12, and 6. Okay. And that was the real thing. And then what's going to happen here is once you do see how we got 12 cans here, and what this is doing is this is saying for can number 1, which is right here, can number 1, put in your total. So Kathy's totals were like 0.05 for 10 minutes, 0.05, 0.05, and I'm just putting numbers in. And if you see, all the numbers are changing over here now. And this is just going to work out how much water is now going in. Average catch 0.5 inches, low average, measured rate. So it's saying right here you're getting a third, 0.03 of an inch per hour based on these numbers right here. So then if you change it, that was 0.005, sorry. It's supposed to be 0.5. 0.5. So you see how these numbers are changing as I'm changing all these numbers? And this is just giving you your rate and telling you, well, based on your catch can results, this is what your rate is per hour, how many inches you're getting. And that was all I was really trying to do when I first started this. And then I was like going, well, man, it would be really nice. This needs work right here because I'm trying to have it calculate out product cost per application. And for some reason, it's not calculating it right. It's just calculating it based on the actual cost I put in of the bag, $35. So I'm working on this part down here at the bottom, but basically 1,000 square feet, we're using 4600. Target end rate is 1/2 pound. Product rate per pound for 1K. And what it's telling you down here is how much product you'll need. You'll need 1.09 pounds to put down 1/2 pound of 4600. If you were using something with phosphorus and potassium, which I added that because, you know, maybe somebody would need to do that. But this is going to help you calculate the actual amount you're going to put down of that fertilizer. Because when you put down an N, P, and K fertilizer, you don't want to put it down based on your N. Because if you put it down based on your N, your P and your K is going to be probably out of control. So I hesitated to put that in here, but I ended up doing it. And you know, it's more of a caution because it's going to tell you what you're going to be putting down percentage-wise for all the N, P, and K. So I'm just going over this really quick because it's not quite finished, but I just thought this was a kind of a neat little thing that I was kind of going through and creating here. The dimension area calculator. So you can, so let's say you're working with a yard that's 100 by 50. And we'll call it whatever, new yard, add area. Okay, and then what I did down here is I put in this materials calculator. I'm sorry, it's supposed to add this 100 by 50 should be what, 5,000 square feet? And it should have put that down here, new spot. That's the cup test. Add material line, clear material line. Sorry, like I said, this is brand new, so I'm going to move on from that. Looks like I should have had that. Should have been in here somewhere. Anyways, I'll move on from that. This is going to be your calculator, and it is calculating it somewhere. I'm not going to trip on that right now, because this was the cool thing. So once you figure out how many square feet you're working with, you can take your square feet right here. This is the materials calculator. And this is what I was doing a lot of, like when I was doing my compost. So let's say you have 2,500 square feet. Oops. And you want to do a depth of 1/4 of an inch right here. I've already calculated all this stuff right here. And I don't know if you noticed how these numbers changed. Let me change this to 15, and all the numbers will change. So, I need to add a material line. There we go, 1,500 square feet. We're adding material line right here, and basically what we're doing is we're just saying at 1,500 square feet at 1/4 of an inch, a 2.2 cubic foot bag of peat moss right here. Price per bag and we're getting 15 of them based on the 1,500. That's not right. 18, what did it say? 13 cubic yard bags, 31 cubic feet. This is 1,500 square feet at 1/4 of an inch. 31 cubic feet, yeah, okay, yeah, this is right. So it's just telling you how many bags you need to do that depth for that square footage based on what you're buying here. And like I said, I'm working on all this stuff, and see what it's doing is it's doing a running total. You're supposed to be able to edit this, but actually I don't think I have my edited version uploaded here. But I have a whole bunch of materials in here that I've already added, and I did the pricing on and all that kind of stuff. So you see, it's just kind of telling you for a cubic foot, you need 21 bags to get 20.8 cubic feet. You know, you can tell that's right. 21 cubic feet, 21 bags at 1 cubic foot, $4.50 a bag. This is the total cost, and this is the weight. So if you're loading your truck or whatever, you know what you're getting. If you're loading your car, you know how much weight you're putting in your car. So and then you see this one here is at 1.5 cubic feet. This one's here at 3 cubic feet, and see, it just kind of breaks it all down. And then it talks about cubic yards here, because let's say you're ordering topsoil and you're having it delivered and all that kind of stuff, and you have like a minimum fee and all that, you can figure out the different depths to, yeah, I didn't update this page here that I had already worked on a lot of these little issues. There's a edit to edit these out. There's a delete, so you can delete a line, and when you make your changes, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, that's calculator. And then down here, this is kind of your total area summary for your watering guide right here, and it gives you the whole breakdown and everything like that. So like I said, I'm working on this. I thought this was a really cool idea. I just started working on it the other day, and I just kind of wanted to bring it up and kind of show everybody what I was doing here. That was all. So that's that. I want to talk about the weeds here. So I finally got these weeds cleared out, and I just wanted to show that about a month ago, I showed you that video that I'm running right now that has the weeds in the back there. You know, I did all those lawn projects, and you know, my own yard just totally got out of control. And when it got out of control, I was just like, oh my God, I got weeds everywhere. There were, you know, and my neighbor, he likes to keep weeds out of his yard and stuff like that. He's out there every night pulling weeds. And so I wanted to get my weeds cleaned up. And so I sprayed a bunch of glyphosate in my beds. And I'm going to show you here in just a second what that's all looking like. But basically, I sprayed the glyphosate about a week ago, and everything's cleared out now. Everything died down. And it was just a matter of going through there and just kind of pulling everything. I put them all in my wheelbarrow so I can get rid of them. I'm going to put them in Kathy's yard waste bin, because Kathy's my friend, and she hooks me up with her bin because I don't have one. Anyways, that's the weeds. That, in fact, let's see. Okay, this is the camera right here. Okay, I think with this camera I can get over there and kind of show you what's happening now. So I started working on all these areas. So this is that back side yard that I was showing you in the video. It's all clear. And then I was showing you this side yard area right here. And then I was showing this area right here, and everything's all nice and cleaned out, and you know, cleaned up and everything. Then I had a whole bunch of this. I don't know if you've ever had this before, but this is kind of like a moss, but it's the plant version of a moss. It's a very shallow plant. You know, I'm watering, you know, 5 times a day right now, and it's been kind of cool. So the watering's, yeah, I've really had to monitor it, but you know, I work, so once it's on, it's on. And if I forget to turn it on, so I've been getting a little bit too much. I forgot what it was called now. It's basically like a different kind of moss, but it's like in a plant form. So I don't know how well you can see that. Anyways, you can't really kill it. It's kind of like moss, but moss you can put iron on it and kill it. What the suggestion was to just scrape it up with a shovel, flathead shovel. So that's kind of what I did here. I had a bunch right here. You know, this is my real mossy area, my real shaded area over here in the side yard. Let me zoom this out. So this a lot of I got this tree here, and you know everything, and then you know the neighbor's house, and especially in winter time, you know this area is just a really shaded area. This whole side of my yard and house is, you know, from where the sun kind of goes and, you know, shades as far as like the fences and things like that. And then, you know, my neighbor's house, and then the tree, of course. So anyways, so I just wanted to show you that progress there. I got all these beds cleaned up. Another thing I wanted to talk about really quick, and then I'm just going to get this mow done and call it a day. This section right here, is bent grass. I thought I had killed it and I had reseeded it and had Kentucky bluegrass come in, but it's clearly bent grass because you can see the line here, Kentucky bluegrass over here, bent grass over here. I want this area to be Kentucky bluegrass again. It used to be, I took it out, I put bent grass in, and then I wanted the bent grass out because I wanted a turnaround spot. So I technically really want this whole area right here to be bent grass. I mean, Kentucky bluegrass, all right through here to have a spot to turn around with my mower. But I want to put some bent grass in my side yard. So this is going to be a project I'm going to do. I'm going to take this out in sawed pieces, and I'm going to plant it in my side yard and start making like a little path walkway to my backyard. So when I plant grass over there, I have a path already so I can get my mower to my backyard when I start growing that grass in here. Now I have the patch grass on my side yard over there. It's already Kentucky bluegrass. I'm just going to put that sod in here and get that out of there because I want to do that whole side yard over there with bent grass because I really like the bent grass. And it's the north side of my house. It gets a lot of shade over there. So I don't know how well it's going to work out. But anyways, that's just kind of a little project I was going to work on. Here's the putting green. It's looking really good. It looks like I have some birds going after something. They're always getting something. You know, when I was doing plugs and I was digging a bunch of stuff out of my yard when I was composting, I didn't find any worms. None of the plugs had worms. None of the holes had worms in them. None of them had grubs. None of them had anything like that. I don't know if these birds are just fishing for worms. I don't even know how birds find worms. But that is kind of what's going on here. I've been mowing and maintaining this putting green. I've been mowing it every other day at 2 millimeters, keeping it going good. And then we're on about day 11 after I composted, and we still have some areas that are a little bit bare and need to grow in, but it's starting to dry out already because it's a little windy and warm today. So rabbit poop. The Kentucky bluegrass has not started germinating, or has not started popping up yet because only 11 days. It's going to take a little while. So one thing I'm going to show you right here, I don't know how well you can see this. See this right here? Rabbits. Rabbits are eating, I don't know what this is. I thought this was a plant. This looks like a weed grass or something, a crabgrass. I don't know what's going on there. But they actually mound that down too. But this is the rabbits eating my lilies, and it really kind of irks me that they do that. But I had a rabbit that was actually camped out in my front yard right in the middle of my lawn like a guard, sitting there and protecting his lawn, saying everybody stay away. Anyways, I don't know if you can notice how green that this is looking. my drone up. Looks like it's connected. And I'm just going to do a quick mow and be done with it. Let's see, how's this looking over here? Oh, shoot. And do a quick mow, let you see what's going on with that.
Remote control connected.
There we go.
Connected.
Perfect. Just put a record on that. Looks like I need to fix that screen.
Home point
there.
refreshed.
Did I just land it? I'm gonna fix the screen. I see it's only, well, what the heck is going on with that? Well, at least that's still working. Let's see, what do we need to do? Rotate it that way. I had never seen this do this before. That's what I get for still not right. That is very, very weird how that is totally. Oh, I know what the problem is. Go to this. Yep, that's the problem right there. That's what my problem is. Now I can't see my other screen. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that like that. It was my app that was doing that. So let me get that in place, and I'm just going to do a quick mow. So the little patches you see are the areas that need to grow with some grass. And then the other areas are just filled with compost still. This is going to be a nice little mow here. Oh, seems like that's working. Okay. Just gonna move on with the mow. So with the mower cam, you know, I'm not gonna show it as much. I'm gonna show it every now and then just to see how the quality is going on it. I just want to see that it's working. I'm just gonna resize it here. I mean, actually, I do know why it's doing this. I can fix this real quick. I learned. It's this right here. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna leave it like it is. All right, I'm just gonna leave this like it is. So, yeah, let me fix this camera. I just wanted to make sure the mower cam was working. I gotta make that full screen so it works. All right, everything's going. So now that I say that, when I turn this on, the mower cam's probably gonna go out. I need to relink my drone. I don't know why that stopped.
Remote control connected. Connected.
Okay, so the drone came back up. So now the drone's working. I don't know. I must have had a hiccup in my internet because that's usually what. I know my switch way out. I'm going to finish this whole composting routine when you're team here. I do a lot of work, must do different things. This is a high. It sucks, but that's going to happen. I know I did my link run a little behind too long because it cuts out. And the worst thing I did was hook my mic. For some reason, I couldn't get. And you know what? I just didn't want to mess with it. I didn't want to deal with it. So I put it on and I'm hoping for the best. You know, hopefully. And all that. You know, it's just a different way of doing long content. You know, everybody and their mother out there is doing long content. One of my biggest problems with all these new long people Here, it is. You know, he didn't have to talk about viewers. Just like, I mean, I don't care about viewers. That's where I kind of get a little. You know, this guy's trying to tell me that in a video that nitrogen source, and it's not necessarily wrong so much as there's a lot of variables that come into play when you're playing with nitrogen. You know, for the most part, urea has always been researchers' choice for when they're doing, you know, research projects based on nitrogen, or they need a good nitrogen source, a reliable nitrogen source. And oh shoot, that stupid fan just won't stay on. Drives me nuts. Sorry, I'm just trying to move my camera because I'm going to mow the back area of the lawn, and I'm just trying to get a little bit of back there, but obviously this isn't going to work with me, so whatever. Like I said, I do this stuff live, and I have to deal with whatever happens during the live. So I can't get this cover back there. So I'm going to move my drone over just a little bit. When it comes to talking about nitrogen and the whole process of, you know, how nitrogen's working, you know, there's a process. And, you know, things have to do with, you know, your soil, what kind of activity you got going on in your soil, you know, what kind of micronutrients you have in your soil, how the microbes are reacting with the amino acids that the plant's producing, the bacteria. And, you know, even comparing your yard from front yard to backyard, you can't do that. I mean,